Good afternoon. It's 2:33 p.m. on Tuesday, February 24th, 2026. And this is the regular meeting of the Sandpoint Sustainability Committee. And it's now called to order in council chambers at City Hall, 1123 West Lake Street, Sandpoint, Idaho. For the record, I'm Committee Chair Christine Moon. Also present are Vice Chair Deborah Dickerson, who is joining us via Zoom, and committee members Mary Wilco's, Diana Duke, and Michaela Sundquist. I would like to note that our City Council Liaison Pam Duquette is present, as well as Staff Liaison Rachel McKinley and Community Planning and Development Administrative Assistant Mandy Brown, serving as board clerks. Let's move on to the meeting minutes approval. At this time, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes from our January 27, 2026 meeting.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes and the minutes are approved as presented. We'll move on to old and unfinished business. We'll now take up the business and we will begin with a report on the status of committee's prioritized goals and objectives for 2026 by Rachel.
Well, so quick update, they were approved. A lot of great feedback. I made this an action item just to bring up the component. There was, I think I added a recommendation in the, did I do that in the meeting packet or?
I don't think they
No.
have me.
About the definition.
About the, no, not about the definition. It was the fourth goal about advocating. That was just one thing within the city. We typically don't advocate. So just maybe considering changing that word or educate or inform, but just, that was really the only piece to that. And that was my only recommendation to bring forward. Was just maybe consider changing that word.
That was the piece on helping staff get more information on sustainability.
And I think we did talk about it that night and changed the word on the council meeting.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, to support or something.
Just
because
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll carry that forward and we'll just bring that to just say, hey, yep, the approved goals, but really they're approved and we'll keep forward as
For me.
directed by council.
All right, super. Moving on to the next one,
Is it a motion?
Oh, is it a motion?
Oh, it is an action.
Usually if we have a motion, we're better to make it and not need it than to not have made it,
Oh,
from my understanding.
okay. So, yes, I don't really know.
To accept it as, make a motion to accept it as council amended it, something like that.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Is that, I can't make the motion, right?
Would someone be willing to make that motion?
I move to make a motion to accept the prioritized goals as council has amended them.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. The next item is a report by Rachel on our memorandum of understanding with the University of Montana on working with a student.
Exciting.
So we had the meeting. I sent an email to Dr. Saha with just kind of a generalized scope, timeline, follow up from the meeting that we had about travel expenses. I haven't received anything back yet. I nudged him on Monday this week. So probably nudge him again until we hear something back, and then I'll send another email. But so far, no word.
When did you send that email?
Not last week. I think last Monday, not this
Like 10 days ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I gave a week before I nudged again.
Maybe Christine, when you're talking about our student project, she could talk about today.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so we're a little bit on hold to see about, what's going on with the University of Montana. We've had, a lot of progress on the student pilot since our last meeting. So just this morning, Pam and I had a conversation with, with, Kathy Araujo from, from Boise State University. And that that was incredibly positive. So, if you remember, she's the one that Mary Wilco suggested in, I believe, December, that we should, tune into her organization's webinars on energy conservation. And she teaches at Boise State, so she helps direct projects with Boise State. And they really want to work with us. They have her, I think maybe second in command
Assistant.
is, going to direct a student, to actually do a greenhouse gas inventory.
Yeah. Cool.
They've done it, they're familiar with it, they sound like they'd like this to be the beginning of a more long-term relationship. And so that is, that's incredibly positive, and it's kind of down the road, and they seem like they will be ready to start as soon as we can get ready. It sounds like we have the data for them. That they'll need to do it, that he'll need to do it. And, so that's good. So from there, we need to get a memorandum of understanding together, for them.
I would think as soon as we can, sorry, because
Yes.
they are ready to go.
Can
Yes,
it be
they
this,
are.
can it be the same one we gave to the UN?
It'll be a little different scope of work
Mm.
because, you know, they're slightly different projects, but it'll be very
Very
similar.
similar.
So we're, yeah,
Yep.
So we kind of already have the foundation for that ready to go.
yeah. So I think that should go fairly,
So Rachel would take the lead.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll draft yeah, we'll get together this week and we can get it drafted and get it through the process.
And I wish we could have recorded that. It was great. Tried to write as fast as I could.
Are they excited that,
Very.
oh, that's cool.
Very excited, very experienced. They're really happy to have the opportunity for the
Yay.
student. And so that just sounds really great. And
And they're in Idaho.
Yeah, that's cool too.
they're at school in Idaho.
Yeah, that is cool too.
But we also got responses, very positive responses, back from Gonzaga, WSU, and Eastern.
Wow.
And they're a little too far along in their semesters or quarters by the time we made contact with the right people in their programs. And so we told them, since we already had these possibilities and we can't handle a lot of, projects right now, that we would get back to them in the summer or in the fall. And they've all came back right away and said, yes, we're ready to do that.
Cool.
So we have a train on the road here on the tracks.
Would it be possible to actually though, talk to them maybe and really get it all staged? Like start in spring, start the conversations. Yeah,
Yes, we need to figure out what we want done
right.
and what students can do. And yes, I'm sure they would really like that. They would prefer that.
So Gonzaga, Eastern and
WSU.
WSU. Oh,
Yeah. And yeah, it's, we've sort of discovered a niche for,
It's the word I was gonna use.
getting
That's
some-
so funny.
yeah,
Because it is.
getting some help.
Mhm.
So that's really great.
Could we even potentially like lean on these connections if we wanted to like expand and like doing our energy audit outside of like just city buildings, could these be like future connections we lean on?
Totally.
Okay.
Totally. And I think, Boise State for sure has a lot of experience with
Cool.
non-governmental entities and governmental entities. They just have a lot. So they seem like, but we haven't really gone into detail with the other schools to see what they could do as well. So um, so that'll be good. So I would like to see if we can have a motion, I think, on the Boise State University project, just to go forward, just that the committee is in favor of going forward, sending them a memorandum agreement, and it would be Pam, Rachel, and I in this stage of it. Someone make that.
I will make a motion that we move forward memorandum standing sent to Boise State University, and that Steen, Pam, and Rachel take the lead on that.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. The next item, under old business.
Did Deborah vote?
I didn't hear it.
Oh, Deborah, did you wanna?
Can't hear you.
Sorry, I was muted. I,
Oh, Zoom.
The next item on the agenda is, Project 7B and Sandpoint Forward, a report by Michaela.
So I reached out to Gwen, who is the practitioner, like the lead on this, and didn't hear anything back from her. So then I reached out to Katie Botkin, who is on Project 7B and also worked with Pam, Gwen, and I on this project. And I have a meeting with Project 7B next week, and Katie said that she would be interested in talking about that more next week. And I just told her that we, as a sustainability committee, we're very, very interested in taking parts of the plan that are applicable to Sandpoint and bringing that to city council for a formal adaptation. And Katie seemed like that made a lot of sense to her. So that felt like good progress there. And I will just know more when I meet with them on next Tuesday. So, but
So parts of the resilience plan.
correct, because the resilience plan it's called Sandpoint Forward, but it's not just the city of Sandpoint, it's like parts of Bonner
Right.
County, so we would have to do a little sifting as the committee to nail down what is like fully applicable to the city of Sandpoint. But it's already created and it's done, and so I just feel like why reinvent the wheel, especially because our main goal of doing this was to get the council to adopt it. So I feel like we, as the sustainability committee, can like take that to them. So that made sense.
Oh, and you may not have to sift through it necessarily.
Right.
You could just take the whole plan, because I think we did that with our beat.
Oh, awesome.
It was like, we recognize that that's what we're. Because we have an urban transportation, I can't think of it, it's like,
ATP.
yeah.
And I was gonna interrupt if I could a minute.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
just talked to the mayor and he is all for having a copy of it
Great.
when we can share it, and yeah, for attaching it as a link somehow.
Yeah, so I just like sent that to them. Haven't heard back from Gwen. I will email her again, but I meet with them next Tuesday or the Tuesday after. I think it might be actually the Tuesday after, but soon and I will bring that forward and just be like, hey, we really want to do this. How do we make this work? So,
I think all we need to do is get the edit. Get it
Yeah.
edited and then we have it. Cause
right, because it's like published.
Yeah.
I don't know where like they are in terms of like what they want to do with like taking it further. So that's like more information I need to get, but for our sake of the sustainability committee, I'll really hammer home, like, we really want to adopt this and to like take it. So whenever you're ready to let us take that part, and hopefully that'll be soon, but I just don't have a full answer for that yet.
When they need a motion
They
for
were
this.
putting a grant out
Michaela
to get it edited.
Um,
I'm surprised she doesn't.
She's already working.
Oh, she's like
yeah,
busy.
She
She
just-
just,
I
I
don't-
don't to Katie.
Until I think everyone decides on it, and then so that what the motion would be when you want to take it.
I know, that's awesome.
all right. Next report is also Michaela. Looking, looking into Avista's
Yeah.
2018
Yes.
inventory.
Britt and I had a conversation on the phone, and she said that she was not going to create a new one for us, but what she would do is go through the previous plan and see, one, if there were new things for us to do, like new ways, like if just new things, if new programs came up for the city that weren't available in 2018. And then also if the city had made any changes since 2018, she would update that as well. She told me when I spoke to her on the phone that she would have this for me by today. I haven't seen it yet. I sent her an email this morning, so hopefully get that soon. But she said that she would just basically go through and give us more information about what we could apply for, but that she was not gonna create an entirely new audit for us.
So is Britt a city employee or an Avista?
She's an Invista employee.
And what's her title?
That's a good question. What is her title? She
That'd be good too to have.
She is the
Yes.
regional account executive. And her name is Britt Sado.
She's not the one that was responsible last time.
That's correct. Yeah,
The new.
yeah. But she knows about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knows about it. She said that she would go through and see what else is available. She said it wasn't gonna take her very long, so hopefully I get this soon. But she's working on that.
That'd be good timing for BSU to. Whatever they find out.
Right.
It would, it's
Yes.
because we told her about that audit.
So-
Yes, and the woman who is sort of second in command to Kathy has worked with Avista, and she knew or knows about programs that she was gonna look and see if there's anything she saw that looked like it might be something as well, so we'll have maybe some synergy there.
Yeah, so I don't think we're gonna get an entirely new thing, but just like maybe an updated version of what it was in 2018.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. And then, moving on, the next item is the Leading Cities Program. Diana was looking into, what we could find out that would be pertinent.
Yes, after reviewing the five grants that they have available, the applications are due March 14th. And of the five, I thought that the housing base, and I think that's the one that we already applied for, is that correct?
I've asked what the status was. They haven't heard anything back, but I think they just.
Yeah, since it's not due until March 14th, I imagine they haven't received any feedback. There's also there's a second date. So I guess they're gonna do a first phase and then they'll do a second one. So even if we don't. So my recommendation would be to apply to the 3 of the 5. But if we can't get it in for March 14th, I would suggest at least the next time around, we try and get applications. The sustainable, let me put my glasses. So the housing base would be my recommendation, the sustain account, which is turning climate risk data into actionable community resilience plans. I think that would be great to have. And then the PHYLL, and that's a real-time infrastructure intelligence system. So these are, it delivers real-time visibility and predictive maintenance insights through community sourced infrastructure data. So, I mean, I don't know, do I need to request that from you, Rachel, to?
Yeah, let me send an email now about which programs, assuming that he just applied for all, when I looked at the application, but let me just follow up and make sure. But it's good to know like which of those three, or out of the five, like which were the ones that you thought were be the most.
Do you want me to send you an email
Oh.
just outlining the ones that I thought were
Yeah.
most pertinent? I mean, I don't know if the applications are very similar or if it wasn't application. It looks like each area has a separate application, so.
Yeah, let me follow up. I'll do that right now while we're.
So the city already is applying already and may have already applied for 5. So here.
Mayor Grimm said he submitted an application to the program,
But
but
personally,
yes.
oh,
Right.
I know, I forgot to ask him about that one.
Yeah, and I just asked for an update and I forgot to ask
That's
which
right.
program, so let me do that. Yeah.
You know, somebody replied about Diana, the climate risk assessment thing. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. It's a standard. Yeah.
So if this will be before our next meeting. And should we prioritize those three? Would that be useful or?
I would, in my opinion, I would, say the sustain account be the top one. I mean, just from everything that we've been discussing and what we're working on, that would fall in line with, everything that we've already
it doesn't do
started.
the resilience report that we already did.
That's,
There's a lot of information in that
Mhm.
resilience report. It was pretty thorough.
Mhm.
so this is more a risk assessment tool than
Which
than,
is what
yeah.
This one might be more thorough, than the resilience plan, because the resilience plan only focused on 6 hazards. So this might be a more widespread base than what we have.
And it focuses in on climate preparedness, data-driven insights and public confidence. So how to deal, how to roll things out with the public and preparedness, which I don't, that we really did.
that's kind of the next step of the resilience. plan, is
Mhm.
the
Right,
idea
was
is
like pulling it out.
yeah, hazard identification and then should the focus be
Right,
based
right,
in-
right.
Mhm.
Sounds like it's complementary to the 7B.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, maybe they would have other ideas for us as well. It says no cost. That's kind of nice. I mean,
That's our, we love that.
that's, yeah, we love free. Yeah. That would be a good question to know. Is it one application for like all the things that has already been applied for, or like which specifically has been applied for?
So so Pam, you're following up with the mayor on
I
that?
think she was going to. Right
Email.
now, I had a whole list when I was in there and that wasn't on it. It's space stuff.
Yeah, I just was like, oh, an update, and totally forgot, like, oh yeah, which program? That was actually the more important question, I think.
so to make the deadline, if we have more to do, how should we do that? What would be the next?
We'll find out where, I would say find out where it lies right now. What's going on with it now?
And
Yes, and Diana,
the
would
next-
you be willing to work on if there's more to the application? Or who should work on that?
That would. Say a question. I mean, I assume that's more of a city staff. Because
I would
it's-
wait and see what Jeremy did.
Jeremy has already,
the next deadline for Q4 is June 16th.
Mhm.
So if we don't, we'll find out, but if he only applied to one, then maybe we can work on some of the others the next time.
Like if
Uh-huh.
maybe he applied to housing, the different. Maybe
Okay.
it was kind of like a broad,
That's kind of what I thought it was.
a general, Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I looked at the application and it seemed to like which of the program. I didn't see the full,
I didn't.
but anyway, I just sent an email, so
Okay.
we'll find out.
Okay, so Rachel, would you be willing to make a report next time on where we are on that end of March?
Yeah, or if I hear before that, I'll just reach out.
Okay, perfect.
So we won't meet till after that.
Yeah,
Yeah, on the application, it does ask which of the pilot areas are you interested in, and then you can click all 5 of them, so hopefully.
Hopefully there was some forethought.
I have a gut feeling that.
Just like, yeah, they do all say free. Yeah, they say no cost.
yeah, that's good.
Perfect.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you. Okay, the next item on the agenda, we're even a little ahead of time, is looking at the sustainability checklist matrix that we've had since last May, that Katrina took our compilation from the comp plan that we all worked on, finding sustainability references and inferences in the comp plan. And we had the assignment of coming with 5 priorities from the comp plan. And there's a little half sheet here. So we're going to be working on doing a couple of things here. So this is, to my mind, this is for the purpose of helping us generate our goal 4. So how do we get our committee in consultation with the city so that we will be looking at city sustainability efforts? We will be consulted. That's one of our year-long goals. And I think it'll inform our eventual comp plan. And Rachel and I had an idea, and I just want to show you what this idea is. So we were gonna kind of organize this. We have, Rachel described sort of 3 buckets of city workings, where there would be initiatives that we might be called upon to work on. And they would be city operations, code, and capital projects. Those would be where we would be getting initiatives to work on sustainability. And then this would be our list of sort of buckets or categories that we would be interested in applying. And when you think about this, we have sort of 2 main things that need to happen. We need to have staff that have direction about, oh yes, this thing that we're considering needs to go to sustainability. And once we get it, we need to have some kind of protocol or some kind of way to say, okay, how do we deal with this? And these are things that are going to develop over time. We don't quite have this yet. We're just starting on it. And we may end up with something different. Than thinking about it this way, but this just seems like an approach that might help us think about how to organize it. So if you see the list of suggestions that, and this of course this isn't the only list. We could look at lists in other city plans, and we can get other ideas for like the buckets of things that we would be considering, but here we have 8 that the mayor has suggested that would fall under sustainability. And then we have something like, I don't know, 15 that came from our comp matrix themes that Katrina Pielli organized for us. And some of them overlap. And I don't know how many we want to have here, but I think it'd be good to have a discussion about what are the top ones and what are the ones that would be, that we think would be good to have included. So what do we think?
Are you talking out of the bold types or out of all of you?
Well, we have out of all of them, so we have the 8 from the mayor, and then we have 5 that overlap from his, so we could just say, okay, those 5, because they're both in the same.
Okay, I've been thinking about this, and I would like to say that in my opinion, green open spaces is very important. And I think that with everything that's been going on with city council and the vote that we just took with housing, between the affordable housing and green open spaces, they kind of go against one another, because the more that you build, obviously, the less green open spaces you're going to have. So that's kind of where my mind went. That's where I started, just because of everything that, because of the,
So would that be construction then? Because that is what, kind of what you're saying takes up, they kind of go together. Or are you talking
well, green
about
open
like,
spaces is an actual,
right,
Yeah, and I
But,
actually,
like,
I agree, because
preserving-
housing is on both of these lists
Okay.
too. So,
seems like we could,
and so, well, in my opinion, I just thought that green open
Mhm.
spaces was.
should we
Because,
bump it up?
because housing, when you're talking housing, you're not necessarily talking affordable housing. So it doesn't mean that, just because you're building up, it doesn't mean that you're creating housing for people that can afford it. So, and I think that, even some of the housing projects that are going right now that are supposed to be for, more affordable, I don't know that in the end that they're actually going to be affordable for those who really need it.
So should we put housing down as one of the sustainability committee?
It would be like, how do we incentivize building more sustainably? Like, what could the city offer in terms of developers maybe prioritizing heat pumps instead of natural gas, or, like prioritizing some form of like clean energy? Like, could that be an option that the city can provide an incentive to do that? Because it's unlikely a development would do that without sort of incentive, at least like right now. So, because I mean, housing and building is a very carbon intensive activity, but it's like needed. It's like both of those things, like housing is obviously very important. So maybe it's like, how does that happen in line with what we are hoping to do as a committee, is like being more sustainable?
I mean, eventually, whatever we choose, we'll have to flesh them out, like what all involves sustainability and housing. Um,
So you're talking about preserving green.
Yeah.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
so should we put green spaces as a kind of a category here?
Like preserving them
Mhm.
or protecting those
Yes,
spaces.
protect
Yeah.
green
Yeah.
spaces.
And maybe habitat is part of that too,
Mhm.
like have like one, not just, a field.
Well, I think when you're talking green spaces too, you're talking stormwater runoff. You're talking
Mhm.
like, there's so many things that go along with that. So that
Mhm.
was just, in my mind, that was just one thing that could be
Right.
thought of in an easy and mindful way when we're doing all this construction.
That's why I'm wondering
Yes,
if it's
for-
construction
green
is.
space.
Green space
Mhm.
and habitat.
Right, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I think
It also includes forestry.
Right.
Right.
Would we say that as part of this?
You're talking about habitat. This is like just land
Yeah.
use.
Yeah.
Land use,
It
yeah.
would be the category. So
Yeah.
you would look at land use as like a bigger.
bucket.
Land use is
Yeah.
the bucket.
Yeah, that's the bucket.
That's the bucket, not the. Yeah, it's land use overall. I think you could.
Yes.
Yes, it's land use.
Taste. And that would, I mean, that would apply to code, that would apply to capital projects.
Mhm. Can we make construction the bucket instead of like housing?
But
And then like, sorry, or does like, can housing fall in the construction bucket?
Oh, it was like a sub.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like is like construction the main thing and then housing is like one sub of that bucket? Or do we want housing to be the whole bucket?
right.
Well, that's true because it doesn't have to be
Just housing.
It
residential.
could be commercial,
Right.
it could be industrial.
Right.
construction of housing, that's.
Construction.
Developments, yeah, developments.
Usually the term.
Well, development though, I mean, in the comp plan, they talk about development as being built and unbuilt, developing the city in economic ways.
Mhm.
Oh,
So maybe it's like construction,
Structured.
Infrastructure development, yeah.
infrastructure development.
Yeah, but that doesn't include housing. Structure is more like utility roads.
Because it seems like whenever we talk about housing, we're talking about attainable or affordable.
That's
or
right.
Achievable, whatever the word is, instead of how it needs to be approached sustainably.
But would we want to have that under a category of the built environment or the buildings or I don't know, construction? Would housing be part of that?
I think. Maybe like housing almost would be a whole other.
Because construction is building houses.
But you could do another one that was like, and the construction could be under the housing. Like, cause every element's gonna talk about construction, so. Like land use, there'll be like an element about.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
development is kind of in most of these categories. At a certain point.
Do you think about that, like the outline, like this is your, kind of your high topic, and then you can have subcategories, but I think the idea was that. Each topic kind of had like a background, goals, and then.
Mhm.
Where it needs to go next, but then how does it apply? Across the board, and that would also include construction, so maybe. I mean, that's even capital projects, right, or code or operations like that. Maybe that's another column then that just says development or construction. Is it all?
Yeah, it's just like its own thing.
Yeah.
I think that could make sense, because I feel like development is in so many of these lists. Like there's like a part of that is like development of some. Like water use, is part of development, energy coincides with development, waste.
So are we thinking we should put development over here?
I think that's what, yeah, Rachel, are we talking about that or?
Yeah, I mean, what do you, probably, like, what do you think? I'm gonna look at our community development. who's in that
I
department.
don't know, I see it in everything.
Yeah,
It has its fingers in everything.
so maybe that is another, that we can address it. Which one?
Oh,
There could be the development of open spaces and land
Mhm.
use, there could be the development of housing, there could be the development of
Utilities.
yeah,
transportation.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Lighting.
Mhm.
So should we leave housing here? In all its facets? I mean, let's remember that this is a first pass of this. This is just the beginning of it. And we'll think about it some more and we'll be coming back to refining it.
I think energy should be,
Definitely.
water should be. And air should be. I mean,
Mobility.
And they show up on both lists,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right? Waste management, that shows up on both.
Yeah, waste should. E-waste is waste, so that's like doesn't need to be its own separate.
something I was thinking about too is like food and like waste reduction feel like
True.
like that could be like a combined category, just because like food waste is like a huge waste.
It is, but you know, I went to the farmer's market on Saturday and there were farmers there who are normally in summer at the farmer's market. And I talked to a few of them and I think we need to think about the food part because that could be, how can the city help people get healthy food? What about community gardens?
Yeah, because we have one.
Yeah.
Well, we have one, but like the city of Seattle has hundreds.
Look at the size.
Well, yeah, I agree, but we just have one.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm proud of having one.
But I think we could have more. No, I
I think there are many
there's
ways.
ways to incentivize. Or,
Yeah, or, yeah, like see, take it where it's at and see how you say how it grows or gets more. You know, how that program evolves, which on a side note, we are hiring for a, did y'all know that?
No.
Just, yeah, if you wanna write that down, we're hiring for communities. Or,
really?
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Should we put food on here?
I have always envisioned in my wildest hopes and dreams that Sandpoint would figure out how to compost. I
I think
think
my question right here, what's going on with the U?
that happens. Yes, Schweitzer takes
they-
the compost to the U of I facility and it gets composted and it happens every week.
Okay,
And that happens. Yeah.
and because we had talked with them,
Yes.
but they don't want to allow everybody to be
To
bringing.
dump in there.
Yeah,
It's like their pilot project. So
Okay,
I
yeah.
talked to them as well and they said, you know,
I know.
oh, let us just get started. We'll,
Yeah.
you know, they'll talk to us later. I
Maybe,
think.
yeah, maybe we could have a presentation from them.
they did come. I don't know where you were. They came right here and talked.
But I think that would be so cool because
She was on.
the city takes the garbage and the city takes the recycling.
Yeah,
So maybe the city could take the food, compost.
But you have a place to put.
Under waste
Yeah.
management, we contract waste management, so
Oh.
it's
Not the
not,
city.
yeah, we don't operate that utility, it's all
Right.
contract.
Someone needs
waste
to,
management does it in other locations.
Yeah, so it would be
it'd be a partnership of, okay, who could come and take the compost? I just think that would be so cool. I've always.
We just have a
Yeah.
separate bin.
I think it would be
Yes.
great.
City
I
of
know,
Haley
I do my
has-
Yeah.
posting. I know
Bins.
how much work it
Yes.
is.
Yeah,
Just
City
for
of
me
Haley.
and I.
Haley does.
not-
City of Seattle.
And I'm not
Spokane.
sure,
Yeah,
I'm not sure how Haley's.
I mean,
works,
if we
though.
had public bins at public places and you could put things that are compostable. waste.
However, I must remind you that in my recycle bins, I'm getting
Oh, God.
diapers and dog food. So,
People don't read. They
So
don't
it-
read.
Yeah.
so I am with the U of I.
Yeah, it can't be public facing.
We have to figure out how to do that the right way, because,
It's
and I didn't
disgusting.
mean to butt in, but like,
No, I know, it's
um,
disgusting.
Schweitzer is sorting their food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do the recycling, but they
Yeah,
sort
but
their
their
own
food,
and they sort their own.
that would have to be part of a
Mhm.
composting program, because they are very leery of letting us just, so it's a good thing I wanted to talk to Haley before. They have bins that people have the combination to, they go and dump their food waste. And then supposedly the city picks up through their waste management and takes all that food waste to the compost area.
Mhm.
And that compost is a private, public partnership, that they take wood
Mhm.
and leaves and stuff, and they make, and then they sell compost. But, how they work the sorting, I have no idea, because like I said, just in those little blue bins, I'm getting things that are
Yes.
never recyclable.
That's disgusting.
So
Okay,
how do
guys,
you-
I think we're gonna have to
Okay.
leave this here for now for a
We want
start.
it, we want it,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. That,
Because we,
And Jeremy just asked about it when I was talking to him.
that's
What-
really, like I said, that's like my wildest hopes and
What
dreams.
if we,
Sandpoint.
and that's also one of the new,
Right, and then we're hiring.
Cute.
all right.
That's cool.
A community garden.
Because we
Oh.
have a couple more things that we need to
the-
do.
Yeah.
But this is a good start.
yeah, it is, sorry to get off on that, but I.
No, it can't be public facing. People,
I know, so
It's gotta be
reviewed.
I know. like almost. with
Not sorting food.
All right. So we have a good start on kind of this concept of how we're gonna organize things. Anybody who thinks about this and has ideas, most welcome.
Good start, thank you for that, Christine. Rachel. It's a good idea.
Christine, I'm
Um,
gonna put that in the matrix right now, so we have.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. Okay, the next item is budget. So we have budget submissions in March, which is, I guess, probably before we're gonna be meeting again. And we wanted to have something from sustainability. That is one of our duties, is to submit budget items as an advisory committee. And so let's entertain what we could do that would be modest and maybe actually fundable.
Can I interrupt again?
Yeah.
Because we just talked about this. The mayor is wanting to offer money for each committee. And he wasn't sure of an amount. He was just throwing out like 2,000. Because he said they used to have, I think, budgeted for. So he is open to that. I also, talked about the IGLE, which he is also open to. So that's good that you're talking about it, because that is something that's.
And that was like $1,000, right? That like.
1,800.
That's
I
less than
think it's
2,000.
it's
Is that-
1,200 from person. It's 18. I
Is that the organization that we identified and
Yeah.
they provide the technical support rules?
Yeah.
I think that's the first thing that came to my mind.
That's
Boise
under
State
$2,000.
actually said that today. They reinforced that. Said
Yeah.
that'd be a good one.
And he was
Yeah.
amicable to that.
Very good. That would take up
Just
the
has
two.
to see, right, and
The
he didn't know if he could
2,000.
find it now in what's left of this budget, or if it would have to be presented in the next budget.
So that would be one possibility if we don't have it
That
already.
is gonna be an option.
And it wouldn't be available then till October if it wouldn't be now. But the other possibility that we've talked with these universities is having some travel money for students. Because they could come and make presentations once they've completed their projects. And it'd be really
Mhm.
great. I also wondered if we can just call it, maybe have a broad category that's called something like sustainability education or something around education in a way. Because if we didn't spend the money on student travel, we have places for them to stay for free. It would just mostly be transportation, I think, if they were coming. We could also use it for maybe a conference registration for somebody
That's what he said.
from here to go get educated some more on
That would be cool.
city and town sustainability. So I was thinking about like, well, it's 1,800 and let's see, 2,200, which would be 4,000, go in with a budget of 4,000.
It's 2,200.
2,200 for travel. And that's
How
too
did
much.
you come up with that?
That's a lot.
I was just thinking if somebody's coming up here from Boise and they're gonna fly,
It's like
That seems
100.
like a lot.
like 1,000.
Yeah.
It's only like 100.
Besides, if they're providing money, if these universities are saying we have money that we can, give to them, they also have money that they can support for.
And she just said that to us today.
Yeah, she did say that, but this wouldn't start until October. And, but what would be a good number to say for that?
Well, one thing I think that would be more expensive is like if someone here went to a conference somewhere else. Like that, I think you'd be a heftier, because the conference would likely cost money as a registration fee. Probably not $2,200, but I would say that could potentially be more of an expense.
It might be also that this membership, we get into this tool,
Particularly,
we open it up, and lo and behold, there's some
Yeah.
other things that we now have access to, which are going to require additional expenditures that we know we can't foresee right now. So I'd just say like a miscellaneous fund that we would document and, yeah.
And that's what he
Like a
said it would be,
contingency.
what he was envisioning is a blanket amount for committees. And that would be travel or fees or whatever. So it didn't have to be just, this is for this. And then you have to worry about whether
Right.
you've spent it the right
Mhm.
way or not.
Uh-huh.
It's a blanket amount, which he is already considering putting in an idea of a budget to present to council.
So how should we proceed? Should we go back to him and say, this is what we'd like to do? And we're sort of hoping that the budget for the committee would cover this, or,
If it were me, I would wait and see what.
Yeah.
What he proposes. That's just a presentation, a proposal, and then.
Because if he proposes $2,000,
We
we
think
can
it's
say, great,
enough.
perfect, yeah, or it's not enough,
Right.
but. Cause if he's like, okay, I can give the committee $2,000, then we would say, we know exactly what we would use that for, which would be the ICLEI
But I think
membership.
we might get that.
Anyway,
Yeah, we're kind of all in agreement on that one.
yeah,
And I think he was hoping that. there
that he could
was
do that.
Some.
That would be
Still
really
in
cool.
this budget, but he wasn't sure yet. So he has to talk to Sarah. Who holds first strings.
all right.
Something I've been thinking, this doesn't technically, it's like sustainability. Cause it involves biking, but I would love if on Sand Creek Bike Path, the city would put solar powered lights. So at night, you could ride the bike path the whole way and not worry about,
I think you should add Travers Park to that.
I would.
If you go
Perfect.
walking and you walk at 6 a.m.,
Yeah,
those deer are pretty scary.
yeah.
Well, I wonder
Don't you have a headlamp or?
if that isn't bike.
Yeah, I don't.
I know
that's
Should we
enough.
go to them and?
It's not really us, but it's like sustainability, cause I'm like thinking about it and like people who like bike, cause like I would bike that bike path all of the time, but it's sketchy to do it in the dark, just because.
Well, no, so that's just kind of a really great kind of like, what are some like, cause that's
Yeah.
like part of this committee, right? You're bringing up
Mhm.
pieces like, hey, this piece of the city's missing
Yeah,
lighting that might provide more incentive to bike.
right, it's like,
And
sustainable travel. Like, it's like not necessarily us, but it is because it's like women might feel more safer to bike at night and
Mhm.
take sustainable travel if there was lights along that path.
Safety.
Because there's just not. And like, I remember when I would have to bike that path a lot, I would avoid doing it at night, even though I have a headlamp, just because it's really dark and that's like kind of sketchy. So I would go on Boyer because there was lights the whole way, but there's cars the whole way. So
It's really sketchy.
which is also scary. So it's like a balance of that. But anyway, I've always thought that. I think that would be cool. I'm throwing that out there into
All right, let's put
to
that,
the world.
let's put that into roundtable.
Yeah.
Just saying, throw that out to bike ped like.
And
Yeah.
so just to finish up on budget, because I think we're gonna have to do something before our next meeting. You don't, what? We don't?
Well, what are you gonna do? So you want to be included?
Well, I would,
But I think we already.
yeah, so are you gonna take the lead on finding out if we have ICLEI money and if there
Yeah,
might be
I'm
money
fine.
beyond that?
Yeah.
Okay, good,
He's gonna let me know.
perfect. Okay, next, is a definition of sustainability.
Once again, on number 9, you made it as a motion.
Oh, as a motion, okay, oh, on the
No,
budget.
It's an action item.
Okay, it's an action item, so I guess the action item would be that
To request.
the committee is going to pursue um, having money,
Budgeted amount.
having a budgeted amount. And
To
we all,
use, or like you said, travel. fees.
travel, memberships,
Memberships.
fees.
And then ICLEI is the priority.
And then ICLEI,
I think that's part of the.
That's definitely,
okay, does someone want to put that together and make the motion?
I move that we are in agreement that it would be great to have for ICLEI membership and other potential items currently undefined. That,
Oh,
but we,
sorry, she's not done yet.
once we have ICLEI membership, and things move forward, that we may be better prepared. So a set amount, but, and then we're all in agreement on funding needed for ICLEI membership.
and I will say, I was gonna do this at the table,
Perfect.
so go ahead and vote on that, and then I'll share it.
I
Okay,
second.
second.
It's-
You did it already.
It's laughing.
Thank you.
You gotta beat me.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Mandy will work.
Mandy's like, thanks.
Okay, and
Oh, you.
the next agenda item
Definitely.
is we need a definition for sustainability. And the reason we need this is because we made a definition last May, a committee definition for sustainability, and there is also a definition in the comp plan. And they are very largely overlapping. They're very much overlapping. And I wished I didn't have time to put them on the handout.
No, and I don't have my computer. It's on
What's
the,
that?
it's on the
vision
packet.
statement?
They're on the packet. It's in the packet.
Okay, so can we put those up?
Was that the same as the vision statement? No,
Sorry,
no, that wasn't the same as the vision.
No.
Vision.
No, the Sustainability Committee came up with their own definition in October of 2024. And then the
Oh,
comprehensive plan has its definition.
got it.
Yes, they can totally do that.
Screen share. Screen. I'm from Zoom.
Are you looking at the agenda packet down there? Two definitions.
Yep, I'm just trying to put it on the screen.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I did get a response from Mayor Graham. It was one application.
That covers us all.
I don't know if I.
Yay. Good job there.
I guess I'll share while you're waiting for that. The 1,800 is for 1 year. So I thought for at least 1 year, we could see what we get. Each year after, they give you a discount, like
Nice.
10% on the second year. So if that's something that we're finding very valuable. we could continue.
What is that a month, like 150 a month?
But yeah, that's,
Yeah, because I remember us going, oh, we're never gonna. pay
Yeah, I
that.
thought that too. I know, yeah. That's why we were like free.
I emailed him and he didn't say, heck no. Great, talk about that.
All right, and I need to join.
Text. Oh,
If you're trying to share it with me, I don't need it. I have it in front of me.
so somebody just read it.
Yeah, I could read it in the meantime.
There you go.
The first one's short.
There it is. So the committee one that we came up with was meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Sustainability has three dimensions: environmental, economic, and social. And the city one, the comp plan one says,
Yeah. It's not
can you
updated.
expand the screen?
Need to scroll it?
It's like it's, no, it's.
Which one do you need read?
I have it.
Yeah, because I have them both.
The comp plan one says a continuing process of social and economic development which meets the needs of the present generation without compromising the needs and aspirations of future generations based on principles that assure good stewardship of resources and responsible outcomes relative to the built and natural environments.
I think that's the UN one. That's what we grabbed.
I wondered, where that one came
I think
from.
it came from the UN.
It seems like it's to me, they're just synonymous,
They're very similar.
right? And I don't know that we need to have a committee one if we agree with a comp plan one that was, like several months earlier. It was adopted in, I think, August, and we adopted ours in, I think, October. So we could, if we wanted to, we could just say our sustainability definition for the committee is the comp plan definition.
Make a motion that we adopt the city's comp plan definition of sustainability.
Second,
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Hi.
It is passed.
Yeah, we don't need to reinvent the wheel.
No, I'm not sure why we did that back then, but it's Or that
Like
we're
it was the very first meeting.
on the same page, was it?
That's why.
Yeah,
Say like the three dimensions, because you can apply them through each section of like there's like keep envisioning the outline of the comp plan and like
Mhm.
one you have matrix, but then in each one talks about like these three dimensions. And then that's what we talked about.
yeah, like if this were, if that, were a three-dimensional, um, matrix, we would have social, economic, and, um,
The
environmental.
comp plan does have that too. I think it's just
Yeah,
written
just
slightly different because
spread
it's social and economic and then natural environments is at the end. So
Right.
the three, yeah, processes are still there, just
Yeah, they're
worded
there.
differently.
Yeah,
Be ready to move on to a roundtable.
I think we're ready to, anybody have anything more on any of these definitions? Roundtable.
Roundtable. So just, regarding this list, and I know we're adopting this right now, but two things that come to mind for me, based on my experience working for a sustainability organization is the concept of procurement. So the city's procurement of materials and services has its own sustainability.
Yeah, I think that would go under operations.
I think
It's- Because that procurement would go like, how does like the, like, public works buy their trucks?
The criteria,
Yeah,
Mm.
and so that would go, that procurement piece would
The
definitely go.
operation. Okay, all right. And then the other one is enforcement of things that are already on the books. And the first thing that comes to mind for me around that is lighting,
Mm.
as an example.
Dark sky.
I kind of wonder that too, because there's like signs in front of the high school that say like idle free zone. But how is that like, I always think of that when I go there. It's like idle free zone, like don't idle your car in like
Yeah.
this like school area and like one of the high school parking lots. But that's never enforced. So that kind of makes me think of like that too. How would that going forward, whatever we decide to
I
do,
think if you look at
be
the
enforced?
I believe it says it, one where it says either you can idle if you're in it, but you cannot if you're not in it.
Mm,
Because I had somebody complain to me a couple years ago about in the winter when people would leave
Mhm.
their cars running and not be in it. Like it's City Beach for some reason. And I looked it up and I can't remember now exactly, but there is a code for.
So maybe enforcement is a subset of codes.
Yeah,
okay,
Got it.
yeah.
yeah,
Okay, all right. that
Yeah,
helps.
yeah.
that makes sense too.
Got my topics.
Yeah.
Thanks there, Mandy, on the spot.
See, that's fine.
Because I did look it up because I didn't know what to tell him.
6-1-4-1 is prohibited parking, section A under chapter 1. Idling motor vehicle, no driver of a motor vehicle shall leave the vehicle unattended, and it goes into idling unattended there.
Hmm.
So
So it's only
6-1-4.
unattended that you cannot.
Oh,
I think there would be a time on sitting and idling in your car too, though.
No driver of a motor vehicle shall leave the vehicle unattended upon any street or public place while running and unsecured. It's the whole idling.
Well, I think this is a really good component on, you're saying like education is reviewing city, like that's a big project in and of itself is going through that code
Mm.
and pulling out pieces that are sustainable or like
Yeah.
elements of saying like, oh, did you know
Mm.
our code? Like we could, that was a whole series of like education, like, because there are tons of things, like not everybody shows up and reads the whole rule. Right, and
I still haven't read all the codes.
yeah, yeah.
I did not know that, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing in your
Mhm.
spare time. It's amazing.
Uh-huh.
That's when I found the dark sky things.
But that might be interesting. That makes me think like, because we're like talking about education, like that might be kind of fun to do like a series in like the reader or something. Like, oh, what's our code? Like sponsored by Sandpoint Sustainability.
That's a
Like,
great idea.
like, do you know that code, whatever, 6-4-1- something?
Well, or that would be, I'll put out like, that would, how to do that, like with publication, right?
Mm.
Would to, because there is a lot of code, right? And then thinking about like, so once you note the code, once you do that, there has to be action behind staff to make sure that that code, one, is enforced or is understood. So I think there might be a process of that, right? Like, and that might be part of your code review. Like, what are some things? And then if it's uh like directed by council to say, yeah, let's pull this forward and look at it, then staff time would need to be applied to it, because we're gonna get a lot of questions, you know what I mean? Like, just what is the response to it? Because if it's not already kind of pre-figured out, then it's like catching our feet.
But it's for public.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, anybody can read that,
Oh, definitely.
find out what the codes are, so
Yeah,
pointing one out that you think is pertains to sustainability, I don't see that that would be a staff problem. I mean, like that they have to do anything.
I guess it just like depends on like what code and like what, you're saying like, what is the information behind it?
The context.
And the context, yeah, and then also to like. Publication again, like has to go through
Yeah,
administrative
yeah.
office, so like maybe that would be something that we put up, because we do get a lot of pickup from our website, that when we put our news articles out on our webpage, that. That might be the like.
Or the
kind of
avenue,
method to
yeah,
do it.
totally.
I like that idea about a
I do
regular
too.
reader
But-
feature though, where one piece is highlighted. Like the whole walkability
Mhm.
thing around in Sandpoint. I mean, it's gradually eroded
Yes.
over the last few years as we've
Yeah.
gotten all these new people moving in. And it's scary,
It is scary.
you know,
Gotta
there's
make
things
that
that people don't know.
Yeah, maybe we, to get that like in like an approved way, it's like taken from the code, maybe a little information about what that actually means. To
Well,
like,
just even that there is one.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
Did you know?
no, I did not know.
I'm just saying that.
I did not.
Did you know?
I did not know.
What if we came up with a list of topics? We do take a look at the code to come up with a list of topics like around dark skies or walkability or idling cars or,
Or waste or something.
and we
Right.
come up with a format around that, and maybe we do, they're vetted. We
Yeah.
do them in advance, like a
Mhm.
series where we can do like once a month or something, and we approach the reader and the bee.
Well,
Now
we
the
don't-
beat costs,
Oh,
Yeah.
even if you did it like
you'd have to do an LTE. Let it to the editor.
oh, well, the reader, I bet we could get,
Yeah,
a guest.
we do a.
I mean, that's how they do their whole thing.
It depends on, so think of it, and like, Mary, you weren't here for that last month, I think, where we talked about as the committee, you're a body.
Mhm.
So what that means is like you're representing the city. So then if you all drafted like, you say you drafted an article, right? Because you totally could. You would all say, yeah, what we want to do is we want to take this article we wrote about this code or whatever piece and we would say, let's give this would be the clerk's office. They would review it, any staff like any departments that would apply to. They would review it and they say, yep, okay, let's do that. They would put out a press release from the city.
Okay,
Okay.
So because it's coming from the
Mhm.
body or
right,
a body of the city,
Okay.
that's one thing. Now, if you went to the reader just as Mary,
right, I could do that anytime.
that's Mary. That's not representative of the body. So that's kind of that question where it's like, when can I go as my own personal, where am I, like, so when you are representing yourself as a sustainability committee member, that has to be treated as the body.
Right. Yeah,
Makes
that makes
sense.
sense.
However we want to do that, I think that could be a way that we fulfill one of the goals of like education, which is to get that out there. Cause I mean, I just learned something, like I was like, oh, this is something I noticed, and then I learned something. I was like, wow, that's like cool. Okay, that's like good to know. And I appreciate that the city has a code that you can't idle your car if you're not in it. Like, I think that's a step in the right direction. So that would, however that goes for us, that could be like a way to fulfill that goal of education.
So I would volunteer to come up with a draft list. I think that's our
Mhm.
first step.
Yeah.
And we have a
Yeah.
goal like once a month,
Mhm.
right? And, I've written press releases too, so we come up with a format. And we just pick what the topics are, and then
Mhm.
we find the code, as the starting point, so it's the same thing, and
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, and I'm saying, if you all wanna draft, I'm not drafted, that, that is so effective, because that would be then going through that process.
Right.
And so the process then would either do the list or draft your article. The committee says, yep, we like this, let's
Mhm.
push that forward to administration, and they say, yep, we can do that, send that out, or they could say, well, we're gonna do some revision. Is that okay with the committee? Then you guys would look at that revision and then push it forward.
because we could do them all in advance.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Right.
And we schedule them topically by season,
Yeah.
on what's most applicable, like summer walkability is more applicable.
Did you
Yeah.
know that you have to pick up your dog poop? See, I'm just saying, just that, you don't have to write an article and explain anything.
Right.
It's just, did you know, question mark. The city has a code about picking up dog poop. The end, there's no. We're not trying to enforce
No, no.
or
Inform,
be,
trying to inform.
yeah, it's just,
Yeah.
it's right there.
Yeah.
It's like, you can look that up, but people don't have any idea. I had to just pick up 2 piles of dog.
I
poop in my
picked
yard today.
them up today at some other stuff around the park here.
Ugh.
Actually, that question has been coming up a lot, is there's been a lot of dog poop.
It's a new season. It's
Yeah.
the dog poop season.
And
It all comes
in
out this summer.
Well,
sustainability,
this is on the sidewalk.
that's actually the
The
most, it's the
box
most
is-
sustainable thing for you to pick up and throw away your dog poop, because everyone's like, oh, like plastic bags, blah, 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 blah. But because dog poop is yucky, it will seep into water sources
Yeah.
and contaminate water sources. So it is the most sustainable action for you to throw away your dog poop.
Oh,
So
That's all I'm
Weird
saying,
about
just
that. I
easy.
can-
yeah,
I will volunteer to come up with the list of
maybe we
the
can send you
drafts
some,
and
Mary.
topics, and then we
Well,
can
you'll
modify
You'll
it.
get lost in the code.
It's the topics.
Oh.
Throwing the dog poop in somebody's trash can when
It's
it's
gross.
105
I know.
degrees and not tying it.
Right.
Is there a code about that? You know,
Probably
in some
not.
places it is illegal to throw your trash in
Someone
somebody
else.
else's.
You know,
Yeah.
if that, there might be a code about.
Doing that.
Anyway, I'm wondering for this idling sign, who did the
I'm just saying.
school
It's
make
amazing.
that sign?
I don't know, I
What
just
is it?
saw it.
I'm wondering if the city would do like the no idling signs.
Yeah, because you see them in British Columbia, like BC is island free.
Colorado.
And
Yeah,
it would be good to have the code,
Yeah,
if there is
but
one.
it's
And I
only
mean-
island free if you're
If
not.
you're not in it.
Yeah, well, but so signage,
signage, yeah.
you have to, there's several things with signage. So is one, you don't want to oversign, because then you might as well not sign it off.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
So it's very intentional in signage. They do cost.
Costs money. Costs money.
Yeah.
We don't want to use our budget. for that.
No, just, if that's a priority, then yes, but just think about that, they're not signed or cheap. So,
Do I need a motion for the next meeting?
I think roundtable will bring us back as maybe new business,
Okay.
yeah, right? And so,
Yep,
yeah,
yeah,
that
we'll
be,
pull.
it came from roundtable, so it's new business and
You see you around. I haven't been out though either
to
to
discuss.
discuss.
Thanks, Ty.
Go a little further. I have one more thing that I thought of. As we're talking, we don't have transportation on this list.
Oh, I added it, yeah,
But it is on your little.
yeah. But you don't, it's not on.
Yeah, but it's not on our, like,
Actual.
choose the ones that are the biggest.
Yeah, that's one of my tops. Ability and multimodal transportation, of course. But I feel like I always
All right.
hammer that in.
That's a good start. Right, I think, any more, business roundtable?
Does Deborah have anything?
I guess, the
Deborah?
one thing I would just want, did she have something?
Don't know. Deborah, do you have anything
No,
more?
no, I'm good.
You're so quiet.
But
that because you're zooming?
I don't know. You guys are, doing well, so I chatted, I chirped when I needed to.
I just want to say
Rachel has one more thing before we adjourn.
I don't know if I had it on here. There is a conference in Haley for Mount Towns 2030.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we had it originally in the announcements and I think we lost it. But I'll send that out. It's a massive sustainability
really,
conference, but it's really focused on mountain town.
you attend virtually?
I don't know. And
Registration opens tomorrow.
You can, no. And so what do you look up? Deborah, what's,
I did, when we were talking earlier, hold on. I can put it in the chat.
If they do it virtually, then we could sign up and
do a webinar?
well, you could watch whatever you want.
Oh,
Like if we got one,
I
and
need
we
to go
could,
visit my friends down there. Anyway.
right, but if we
Where
did
is
it
it?
virtually,
Really?
multiple people could participate.
When is it?
it's in
Yeah, it's October 13th and 14th.
Oh, wow, we should
Registration
have
opens.
already.
Here, I'm
should.
putting the link in the chat. Oh, I
Oh,
don't know if
that doesn't-
anybody, you guys can't pick it up. Never mind.
No.
I probably don't even have a chat to put it in. It's
Well, maybe
MT,
Rachel,
it's
you can send it out
MT,
to us.
it's mt2030.org.
MP like
T as in
MT
town.
2030.org.
20.
And yeah, I'll send it. We can put it in the minutes. That
Could be a budget item, actually.
Everyone.
That
Yeah,
could
there's
be-
no price yet because registration isn't open.
But it could be, yeah.
All right.
I just, the folks from Haley, it's gonna be sponsored in Haley, and they
Nice.
said, hey, this is happening this year, you might want to. They said, I don't think I have a budget for it, but I have committee members, so.
Oh, that's great.
I didn't find a budget for it myself.
All right, anything more? With no further business on the agenda, this meeting is now adjourned at 3:55.
We could take a
Awesome.
whole barnload of folks down.
October in Haley.